Alright, we should be starting. Sorry for the delay, guys. My computer's super laggy. So let me know in the comments below how it looks to you so I can get some feedback of if you guys can even hear me or not. So obviously there is a lot to discuss today, and you've heard him behind the scenes. And me and EDP have been hollering at him while we're filming videos. So now, this is the face. The face.
It's not just the face, it's the beard.
The beard.
This is Madamji40. I just had to get on camera to talk Desean Jackson. And it means a lot to both the real Eagles and the Madden Eagles.
Yep, and we wore our D-Jax jerseys today. So let me start off by reading what the Philadelphia Eagles tweeted early this morning. After careful consideration this offseason, Eagles decide to part ways with Desean Jackson. The team informed him of his release today. Woo! Okay, so let that sink in for a bit, because
even with like being prepared, right? Like there's all these rumors for like, what is it, 3 weeks now? It's still like shocking.
We knew it was coming. We knew there was a potential for this happening. And what really gets me is it's the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Like we thought, oh, we get why the Eagles could be thinking along these lines. We get why maybe he doesn't fit in with what Chip Kelly wants in the locker room. We get it, okay? But we're like, at least we can get maybe a third-round draft, at least a draft pick.
0. We got this much.
Yeah.
This much. This many.
So that's the biggest struggle right there. We let great talent go for nothing.
Yep.
But now all these reports are coming out. I think what kind of what they were talking about on the radio when on the Fanatic, they were talking about when the NJ.com article went out with claiming Desean and his gang affiliations, things of that nature. Like
he's associated with some people that have been in an investigation.
Yeah.
So he knows a guy that maybe might have done something.
Yeah, so all these reports are coming out. I'm not going to be one of those people calling him a gangbanger. I just think...
Do you think he's the next... Do you think he was an Aaron Hernandez waiting to happen? Like, if we did not release him, he would have done a crime the next so many years when he's in his prime of his career and we're paying him millions of dollars.
All right, well, let's actually, before we answer that, because I think...
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you guys think? I think, yeah, he hasn't been making the wisest of choices lately. And he's been given opportunities. He's been benched in the past. He's been known as someone who's a troublemaker when he doesn't get his way and has an attitude. But he's had the opportunity to have a clean slate and kind of turn things around and just be under the radar. But
it's not his style.
That's not his style. So
jackpot.
So he's still out there and being very just kind of in your face with his opinions and his attitude and things like that. But before we go into everything, let me look at your guys' comments and shout out Ryan Cassidy, first guy to comment, "This sucks." I think that's the reaction for a lot of people. And I'm not like... Depending on how this conversation goes, it's very freestyle, it's very in the moment, and it's an emotional day for us. So take everything that I say or G4D says with a grain of salt, because we're just kind of, I guess, letting it all out right now. And we have our Desean Jackson jerseys on. He was one of our favorite players, right? Mm-hmm. Just the whole character issues, I wish we could have gotten past that. But Eagles Eddie says the Philadelphia Eagles organization wouldn't just release him just like that for no reason. They must know something we don't. And I agree 100%.
Yep.
I mean, we haven't been in those locker rooms. We don't have all the information that Chip Kelly has, that the organization has. And we already know a lot. So, and what we know is pretty intense. It's kind of crazy, and that makes me wonder, what is it that we don't know? It must be even far beyond that.
Yeah,
so,
I think, I give the Eagles, front office pretty good credit in making good decisions in the last few years. I mean, sure, there's been blunders here or there, but I think in general they make good business decisions. And I think this was a business decision that they had to do, like what PhilaDehlia said, with stuff we don't know yet. Or maybe it's too many small things strung together, and maybe it's something that came from Chip, because you don't have a big window to win as a head coach in the NFL. Like, you have to win right away. Now, he did a good job, 10-6, his first year, turning the team around from 4-12. But if he doesn't make the playoffs next year, it's like, oh god, here we go. College coaches can't coach in the NFL. Like, right away, that'll be the talk of the town. And it's like, oh, we got rid of Michael Vick, we got rid of Desean Jackson. So I think he's doing it for the team. He wants his players that'll buy into his system, and they'll listen to him and his coaching style. So I think he's going for more fit than he is talent, and it could bite him, right? I mean, like, I posted on Facebook a list of our current wide receivers on the Eagles roster, and 2 of the guys I've never heard of, and I think 3 of the guys I saw like twice during the season, and I would not have as a starting wide receiver at all. And our third wide receiver right now, we released Jason Amon. Our third wide receiver is Demaryius Johnson. That's how bad things are right now.
But things are going to change. We haven't even drafted anybody yet. So you mentioned this coming from Chip, or possibly coming from Chip. I think we know this is a Chip decision. I mean, I think the whole reports coming out with his affiliations with not the best of character people that have influenced his attitude in the locker room, I think the Eagles were already aware of that. Those reports from the sheriff claiming his name came up in 2 murder investigations from one of his people that is on his record label, that came out in 2010. That detective called the Eagles front office, and the Eagles never responded. So they were aware of this behavior, and it took 2 years later for Chip to come in and have a season with him and make that final assessment.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about that timeline, I think it's interesting to note that investigator called, or sheriff, or whatever he was, and after that, we gave him the big contracts.
I know! We paid him for that, yeah.
That's kind of questionable. But, I mean, I would guess that he's not the only player who has friends that are questionable, right? Yeah. I mean, look at Michael Vick, right?
Yeah.
His cousin did the whole dog thing, and he got pulled into it because of his association. There's probably a lot of people that don't come from the best background and have those type of associations. So how much of it is just noise and people talking, and how much of it is a real signal where you end up with an Aaron Hernandez?
Well, I think everybody has those influences, but people handle it different ways. And I think the problem here is it's kind of overtaking and overshadowing Desean Jackson, the talented player. Like, he is so talented. Mm-hmm. He's so talented. And you know what? This takes me back to our homie Ocho Cinco. Yep. I mean, he had talent. He's a great person. We've sat down and had lunch with him. And he's super sweet, nicest guy, but
he's funny.
And he's hilarious. But the problem is he let his associations and personal off-the-field life overshadow his on-the-field performances. Yeah. And so, I mean, to be honest, I'm going to be scared of Desean next season, because Desean's the type of guy where it takes a lot to get him motivated. Like, if he stayed with the Eagles this year, he would have, done his normal off-season, which is kind of, I'd say he'd be at a medium level of off-season preparation. He'd be doing his record label, putting out a song, but he'd still be training. But now with this drama where he feels like he's been done wrong, I think he's gonna step up his game to the next level. He's gonna take his off-season training to a whole other level because he wants to get back at us.
At the Eagles?
At the Eagles. I think
at
so.
At the NFL? At Chip?
At Chip.
Deshaun
Jackson released a statement. I forgot everything that was said. He mentioned he thanked Andy Reid, but he didn't make one mention of Chip Kelly. Not one mention.
Yeah.
So he's taking it personal, which is that's how you would expect Deshaun to take it.
So would you say he has a chip on his shoulder? I'll be here all week. All week, folks.
All right, let's get a couple more questions or comments before we get back into our crazy dialogue. Shad B33, I would like to know your thoughts on the Eagles releasing Jackson despite not having any off-field incidents. Also, what team do you think Desean will go to? So we talked about, he didn't have off-the-field incidents in the sense that he didn't get arrested, he didn't have DUI, he didn't have this whole track record in the public,
like Adam
system.
Pac-Man Jones,
yeah,
or Marshawn Lynch. These guys have, or Ray Rice. Ray Rice just had a aggravated assault, a charge, so he's not convicted yet. But he doesn't have any of those. Although he has, shown poor judgment on rap battles. He bet like $10,000 on his jackpot MC versus someone else's MC, and you can go look up that rap battle. It's kind of entertaining. Michael Vick voted against his dude. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Michael Vick was one of the judges on this rap battle, and Jackpot Records, one of their MCs against some other record label's MC, and Vic was one of the judges, and he picked the other guys.
Yeah, well,
he picked against Deshaun, and he was obviously better.
It was
it was unanimous.
Yeah.
But
T.I.
Oh yeah, T.I.
So anyway, he hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't done anything hugely bad. It's been social media, little things.
I think his problem was he was too flashy, in the sense that he wanted to parade around and show off his rap star lifestyle. That's what he wants. That as a youth, that's what he looked up to. The Jay-Z's, the rap stars, and this whole life that he sees in music videos. But they're videos. He's trying to
LBC 213 DPGC.
So I wish he had, and I wish there was just some better guidance early on, and that's a lot of the problem I see with these players.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what we do next?
Oh, so part of the question was, where will he end up?
Oh, yeah. That's a really good question. What do you think?
Well, I think he's going to end up with some type of, after we did our whole reorg, we have coaches that got sent to different organizations. I think he's going to reconnect with one of those guys, whether it's Andy Reid, Morningweg, one of our old guys that used to work with Desean. I think he needs to go to someone he can trust. And I know he
likes Andy Reid.
He has always spoken highly of Andy Reid. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes there.
Yeah.
And I think he will be successful next season. And I think it's because of the chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and it's interesting though, because the Chiefs, I think, can definitely use another wide receiver, and so can the Jets. The Jets paid big money to Eric Decker. The Chiefs do have Dwayne Bowe that they've already paid big money to, but neither one of those guys, I think, will be able to stand alone as a wide receiver on those offenses. So, yeah, I think adding Desean can then change the passing offense. Now, both of those teams need to establish a quarterback to then throw the ball to them to leverage those wide receivers. But it's very interesting that both the teams, that Marty's on and that Andy's on, could use a good wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder what these teams are going to pay for him. Now that his value, this whole situation has dropped. He was supposed to get paid 10 million, 12 million?
It was 12 this year in his current contract.
Yeah. So he's taken a huge pay cut, and I wonder, money has always been an issue too. With his contract, he's always wanted more, and now
he's had Drew Rosenhaus, right? So Well, he's got to be loving this. He gets paid again because he gets another contract.
Oh, Rosenhaus.
So, there could be a conspiracy theory out there that Rosenhaus is actually spreading the rumors about the gang signs.
I would not run it past Rosenhaus. That dude seems so shady to me. Like,
you guys remember Terrell Owens, right?
Yeah, you remember who handled that whole situation.
Next question.
Yeah, I don't trust Rosenhaus. I wouldn't put it past him. JC Grant AC, he's got some funny comments up in here. I hope Lady D doesn't come here flashing gang signs. What? You're right. Delia might be lawyering up and possibly hiding out in an FBI safe house for her commentary. Uh-oh.
Yes, at
I know.
Undisclosed location.
Well, I do have a source close to Desean that was working out with him yesterday.
It's true.
And he said that Desean knew it was coming, and he was already training. But see, that's the thing. Would Desean Jackson be training right now if all this stuff wasn't going on, if he knew he already was going to be coming back next year?
They sprinkle in workouts.
You know what? Desean hasn't worked out with him for years.
Oh, yeah?
Years. And we've known him for, what, 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
So now he's calling on the big dog to, like,
yeah.
I need some extra training.
Chip on the shoulder.
Chip. See? Yep.
Already.
We
should get a picture of Chip when he's running, chasing with the baton, and then put it on Desean Jackson's shoulder.
So, Johnny Denlinger, wide receiver in the first round now?
First round? See, this is where I got to bring it into Madden, because I get upset that we're putting ourselves in a situation where we again have an excuse to not get a safety, right? We need a top-tier safety. And, man, we now need a number one wide receiver as well. So I think you have to do, the best player available in looking at those two positions, hopefully. But, we could use a lot of star playmakers on defense.
Sorry, Johnny Denlinger. Is that Jason Kelsey?
Yes. Actually, Jason Kelsey's hiding in my beard.
And he actually asked a good question too. So if we go wide receiver first in the draft, which one? Are we aiming for speed or height now? With Desean Jackson gone, we got to replace the speed, but we've always needed height. So I feel like we need both now. Well, you
always want both. You always want both.
Ifeanyi Moma, who's on the roster, he has height, but he's always been injured. He hasn't been healthy.
Well, that's no good then.
Yeah.
Might as well not be on the team.
Yeah, that's true.
So this comes back to something interesting that Chip said in his press release earlier in the week, where he's challenging guys to get open against one-on-one man coverage, right? So I think we will choose not who's the tallest, not who's the fastest, but who we think can get separation against one-on-one man coverage as like one key trait. Another key trait is they have to be able to fit into his system. So probably will be easier for coaches and scouts to determine that if they played in a system that looks somewhat similar to a Chip Kelly system.
So Deepak, what up? I see you on the comments. I think it was just a wake-up call for Desean.
Hopefully. He's
made mistakes over and over. I think the gang news was the straw that broke the camel's back. Will be interesting to see who gives him a shot. So I agree. Like, he's had a lot of chances to just start clean, start with a clean slate, start over, and just lay low, homie, lay low. What's that shot? Kanye West on drive slow, homie. Drive slow, homie. You gotta pump your brakes and drive slow, homie. Like, you don't have to throw out gang signs. That's what I'm saying. Your peeps know. They recognize your homies. You ain't gotta, visually put it out there.
To be smart.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do is be smart.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm interested to know what these guys think, though. So, if you guys had to put money on it, you took out all of your savings and you had to make a bet, you were forced to make a bet, what team would you bet that Desean Jackson goes to right now? He's probably going to be signed in a couple of days, so you got to make your bet now. Who does he go to? Does he go to the Jets with Mike Vick to be reunited with Mike Vick and Marty Morningwig? who, Rex Ryan, he's known to have players that have trouble, off the field issues. He said he can handle them.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I think it's a very interesting fit. We got EDP on there?
Oh, yeah, I was going to pull up his reaction. But no, finish your thought. So I think it's going to be between Jets and Chiefs.
Yeah, I think he loves Andy Reid.
And Jets, they're willing to deal with shadiness. Like, they don't care. But the thing is, they're such a struggling organization. I think Desean, he wants to win.
Well,
and I think
everyone wants to win.
But what I'm saying is, you look at the Chiefs and the Jets. Like, the Jets are kind of
I don't know what the Chiefs' salary cap situation is. I know they have a lot of good players, at least on defense. They are young, but I don't know what's going on there. So I think that'll be a big issue. And it will be interesting to see, because Desean's stock has dropped, to see how far it'll drop and what kind of compensation Drew Rosenhaus is willing to take at a lower salary for Desean to go to a good team.
Now, do we think he'll behave on this other team? Do you think this will be kind of like
he's either going to turn around and ball out of control, or he's going to spiral out of control?
So I guess we've compared it to Chad, and he had his chance on the Patriots, and it still spiraled out of control.
They didn't throw him the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think he ran the routes right.
He laid low. He laid low.
Okay. He did good. He did good. He laid low, and then he went to the Dolphins.
And that's when it went. But see, and that's the coaching.
It's hard to change.
So one of the points that I wanted to bring up is, I know people, they're gonna point the finger at Chip, and this is a Chip decision. We already know this. And the thing is, like I tweeted out, I did a Vine. They call him Big Balls Chip for a reason. We're not going to agree with all of his moves, but he has way more information than we do. Mm-hmm. 2, he's been thinking about this way longer than we have. Mm-hmm. And I was talking with Steven Puga. He called me yesterday, and he said,
Poogs!
Oh, Poogs, what up? That when he was at the Dallas game, even just watching Desean, his attitude towards the fans was different from all the other players, too. He was very, kept himself and not very friendly and open and out there for, how some of the other players are. And, to me, and I've noticed different things, too, about Desean. I've seen him up at the club, and I've seen certain characteristics that just kind of stand out, that are different and not necessarily a positive energy coming from him, And I think that's what Chip is looking for in the locker room. And, Bill Belichick, he's a coach that doesn't take crap. And they lost Aaron Hernandez last year in the same, he got arrested, but in the same way where they just had to let him. They had to let him go for nothing, right? Hmm? And
you saw how their offense struggled.
Their offense struggled,
with
but
a top-tier quarterback.
They still ended up in the AFC Championship game.
There you go.
So
coaching.
Exactly. It's all about coaching here. So I think Chip, he made a great impression his first season. Yep. And I think that first impression, that means he's owed a lot of respect and trust
in
Chip. Us. And I think until we see a pattern of decline and poor decisions, we can't really be angry. We can't really judge him, because I think he's a smart guy. And I think you guys have to trust that. I know it's hard. This one burns. This one stings. Mm-hmm. And, it's hard to get past that. But I think we'll be okay.
I think we'll be okay, too. I mean, so Chip gets a lot of credit for the wins and losses that we had last year. But I think someone else who doesn't get enough credit is Billy Davis. Because we went to the playoffs with our defense. Think of who's on our defense. We should not have been a playoff team. So, but I give Chip credit for hiring Billy Davis. And so, because of that, I think I definitely trust in Chip. I think he's got a good head on him. He's smart. He knows how he wants to build his team and his coaching staff. And I'm sure he didn't make a snap judgment call on this. And I'm sure Jeffrey Lurie didn't make a snap judgment call on this.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, no. They've been thinking about this for a while. And that's the thing.
That's how the trade rumors get out, right? It's because they're shopping around.
Yeah.
So they've already thought about it. They said we need to get rid of him. Let's see what we can get for him. And well, we got nada.
Yeah. So right when this news broke, EDP sent me a little video. I think this is it. Let me see.
Yo, good morning, homie. No, I'm just I'm on Facebook and I was.
Is the right one?
Is this the right one?
Going back to our old conversation that we had back in the day. I'm looking at one.
She's on Glide.
I don't think that's it.
Oh my.
Can you see it?
Fucking.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
Dude. We are fucked. We just cut this nigga Jackson, dog. Yeah, fuck that nigga. The motherfucker's involved in oh God, Jesus fucking Christ, man. What the fuck,
It'll be okay, dude.
Don't worry, homie.
PhilaDehlia! I want a piece of your ass! I'm gonna cut that nigga! I'm fucking with you. Anyways,
So that's
live reaction from EDP.
EDP's initial reaction to the cut. Quite hilarious.
I think we all pretty much had those feelings, right?
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow at first, but it is what it is. What does being angry about it gonna do? What's that gonna solve? I think this is a true test for Chip Kelly. What's he gonna do now with the pieces that he has? What pieces is he gonna add on? You know, like I'm curious to see his strategic approach to this.
Well, to go back to do we draft a wide receiver number one, you can look at our roster and you can say we're definitely going to draft one in the top 3 rounds. And there was already been reports that Chip is in love with, I forget his name right now, but one of the guys that's going to go in the mid first round. So it's totally possible that we trade draft picks, trade up, and grab a top tier wide receiver, and hopefully we get someone studly like a Des Bryant without the off the field issues.
They're all laughing at EDP's reaction. Oh man, I think they're saying EDP asks, what if he ends up at the Giants with the Giants?
Yo, I think if any of our division rivals can afford Desean Jackson, they will take him. Redskins. What receiver do they have? Santana Moss, he's like 50, right? They will take Desean Jackson. And they have Daniel Snyder, the owner, has money to pay as long as he's under the cap. And he's not afraid of paying. And guess who else isn't afraid of paying? Jerry Jones, right? They
don't have any money.
They don't have any money. But they released DeMarcus Ware because of that, right? So, but if they could, they would totally take Desean Jackson. Like, that's such a Jerry Jones move. Right?
Would Desean do that? That's so slimy, though. Going to the rival like that.
No. But think about it. He's pissed because we kicked him out the door.
But would he trust those
Revenge.
other organizations, though?
Revenge.
I mean, the Redskins, they're shady. You know, McNabb, after he went there, he was pissed and talked crap about their organization. You know, they're not.
That was under a different head coach. That was under Shanahan. They have a new head coach.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well.
But so that's the Cowboys and the Redskins and totally the Giants. I mean, the Giants are looking for another wide receiver. They've been trying to work it with just Cruz, and that hasn't been working. So I think they totally all 3 of those teams would totally take him if they can pay the money. And this is what brings up the question: where is Desean Jackson's stock? Is it still at 10 mil? Is it at 12 mil? Is it at 5? If it's at 5, a whole lot of teams can afford him.
Yeah, it's dropped a lot. Yeah. It's definitely not 10. It's under 10 for sure.
Well, yeah, it's under
for
10.
Sure.
So what do you guys think?
Yeah, how much is Desean Jackson worth now?
Yeah.
And who's gonna pay for it?
I mean, and it might be something where teams give him like a 1 year, right? Like Darrelle Revis with the Patriots, right? So all right, we'll give you your $12 million. But you only got 1 year. So you're basically still in a contract year. We get to try you out and maybe have a chance to sign you long term if we like you.
All right. Do you have EDP on your phone? Can you call? My battery's about to die. We'll do a quick check in with the homie. I told him we were gonna call him, so.
I think I got him on Glide.
Now do a call,
I
cause
think I
it's okay. Hold up, I'm about to call him. I'll show you his number, cause I'm not gonna put him on blast like that. All right, EDP, I see you in the comments. I'm calling you right now. Be ready to chime in. And I already know where you're going, and we're gonna have a little back and forth. You know me, I'm more of the positive side of things.
It's ringing.
Okay. All right, so who dat for life? I see you. EDP going hard. Brandon, let's see. Darren Merritt, Brandon Cooks, Graham. What does?
Yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Let me call you back.
Oh, are you busy watching a live stream right now? Oh. You must be really busy.
Dang. I should have FaceTimed him.
Yeah.
That would have been funnier, huh?
Darren's on here?
Darren Merritt,
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks, Graham.
Who's that? Who's Brandon Cooks, guys? Oh, he's the receiver. He's the receiver that Chip Kelly's in love with. That's right. Thanks, Darren.
Oh, yeah. And again, like, I'm not heavy. I don't follow college players that heavily, but whenever I read an article about the draft and the people who are experts in research, and they're saying this draft is heavy in wide receiver talent, like the most they've seen in a while. So I think that's another factor that played into Chip Kelly's thought process, is that I know these guys, and I know one of these guys can replace Desean Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
are we FaceTiming?
I don't know. It sounds like it. But, you know, if you guys think about it, you can trace the Jackson move all the way back. Oh, my God, I'm blowing up. You can go,
Wow.
You can trace, yo, what's up?
To accept, press 1. To send a
What are you doing, man? Collect call? You calling from jail, EDP?
Yo, what up?
You call from jail or what? What's this? Accept our phone call.
Oh, shit, I don't know.
Can you guys hear him? All right.
All right, so you watching the stream, yo? What are your thoughts?
I talked to him, what, about the whole Desean Jackson shit? Oh, yeah, nigga, we fucked. I've been saying that shit since day
How?
one.
Tell us.
Ain't no way the fuck I'm going to that Cardinals game, dude. We can have to
Yes, you are. Don't even. Now, EDP, let me give you an example.
Break it down. Break it down.
Okay.
When the Patriots lost Aaron Hernandez, they just had to let him go. That's one of their star players. A shock to the organization, to the fan base. They're losing Aaron Hernandez. They're not getting anything for him. What do? They play a season. They end up in the AFC Championship game. Now, do you think that would have been possible back then after hearing the news that Aaron Hernandez was let go?
But see, here's the thing, though, man. Fuck the Patriots, man. Those faggot ass bitches, man. Those motherfuckers have a free shot to the playoffs every year. Them niggas got, man, they got the saddest fucking division in the entire football league.
It's true.
That's true.
You know, but you know, and so it is the Patriots, right? And they're always in the dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the Patriots were stealing Chip Kelly's system, right? They had Belichick had Chip visit them and give them tips on their offense and stuff. So if there's anybody in the league, and this is way, way, way early to start saying it, but there's anybody in the league to start being the next Belichick and having the next Belichick regime, it just might be Chip Kelly.
Dude, I feel like this, man. That motherfucker had, number one, nigga, I do not want to be compared to those cheating fucks. You know what I'm saying?
We're not comparing them, but we're just saying a player losing a very talented, very productive player on your team is not the end of the world. What really matters is the coaching decisions behind that and the coaching decisions that happened throughout that season.
Yep.
Had that happened on another team, whole different play out. But you have a coach like Belichick, he corrects things. He makes things work, even when people don't think it'll work. So that's based on Chip Kelly's success last season and Belichick keeping his eye on Chip and learning from Chip back when he was in college. I take that as a sign Chip is a guy we can trust. He's a guy that can make right decisions, and he's a guy that thinks on a whole other level compared to what we're used to, which makes him better.
Right. So like with the Aaron Hernandez analogies, I think it works good for like the gang stuff, but not in terms of the offensive production, right? Like he was a top receiving threat, but he was still the second tight end to Gronkowski.
Yeah,
who's
that's
always
true.
injured, right? He's
That's
always
true.
injured, but like so he was a threat, but he wasn't the number one threat.
Yeah, that
Right?
makes sense.
So if I don't even know who the number one threat is, I guess Edelman this year, right? If they didn't have Edelman, like if they didn't have the number one threat, I think it would have been different. If they lost Gronk, well, they've been losing Gronk anyway, so maybe. But
Keith 81 Stone, in Chip we trust.
yep,
You gotta have faith, man.
Fuck faith, man. It doesn't exist upon this fucking thing.
But like, think about it, EDP. Like, sometimes things play out the opposite you think they would. Like, there's no clear logic in the NFL. Like, the season that we acquired all those high-profile,
And
top-tier players.
and I bought my Nnamdi Asomugha jersey.
Yeah, remember that year?
Hate you.
We thought, oh, Andy Reid, he's so smart. This is a genius, acquisition. We're going to be so good. We're going to win the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. And it's a complete bust. These players, it flip-flops based on their coaching and their attitude.
Yeah,
So
it's all about attitude.
I think Chip Kelly was looking at the attitude as being a threat to the entire...
So, real shit. I'll come out and say this, man. You better know what the fuck he's doing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's putting a huge target on his back right now.
but you
He
know, that's why they call him Big Balls Chip.
is. Big balls Chip. He's putting a huge target on himself. He knows it, but I have a feeling he's been in this situation before.
Well, the thing is based on what we know of Chip Kelly, he likes challenges. He's putting the target on himself, and that's going to make him rise to the occasion, right? Even more so than if it didn't happen. So maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise.
Hey, real shit though, man. You guys might have a point, man. This is about to be the first optimistic shit you hear me say all day. Real
Yay.
talk, man. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine, Nitro Freak, man. Everybody know him, man. He cool as fuck.
Nitro
What up,
Freak.
Nitro?
So, I was talking to him and shit, and he was like, the Eagles always do good when the pressure is not on them. Now with Desean Jackson being going, we're going to suck dick. Everybody is thinking that now. I
Yeah.
don't think there's any pressure on us to do good, man. As a matter of fact, like, I'm saying it right now, man. We're going 2-14.
You said 2-14?
Hell yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Nah. So we were a really good running team last year, right?
We got Sproles in the back now, too.
And so, but part of it, I didn't analyze the film, right? But part of it might have been because you have that threat with Desean Jackson, you have to keep an extra safety back.
Sup, Tyler?
So losing that speed might hurt the run game. People will be able to bring a lot of people, more bodies into the box.
Darren Merritt says, EDP dog, chill, we got this. Eagles are going to have a playoff season.
Fucking link out, man. We need to get some niggas out up in this bitch.
So EDP, if you were the general manager, right, and you have the pen and you get to write checks, how do you fix this right now, right? So let's say you had to cut him, right, and then we are where we are right now. What do you do going forward so that we don't have a 2-14 season?
Oh, fuck. Well, what you mean as far as, like, drafting people or, like, what?
Any of it. How do you fix it? Fix it, EDP.
Fuck, man. What I would do? Well, number one, man, I'll move the team out of Philly, man. I'll move to fucking Zimbabwe. No, I'm just fucking...
Zimbabwe! The first international team, the Zimbabwe Eagles, everybody.
Zimbabwe. No, but, what I would do is that,
First round. Okay.
What I would do is that I would trade my second, third, and fourth round pick to the fucking Raiders.
To the Raiders?
That way we would have 2 first round picks. I would pick up the best fucking wide receiver, either Sammy Watkins or Kelvin Benjamin. Fuck Mike Evans. That bitch is overrated like fuck, man. This bitch don't only go up and go get shit. Fuck him. I would get Quentin Dix, and I would get
Quentin Dix.
fucking Marquise Lee.
And for the people that aren't big college football buffs, who are those guys and what's good about them?
Marquise Lee, man, I was looking at this website, man. It's called WalterFootball.com, man. They say that bitch is extremely fucking tough to cover. You gotta
Nice.
put like 3 niggas of on that bitch in order for them to be shut out the game.
I can go for that. What do you think, PhilaDehlia?
Hey, I'm down. Again, I don't know college players as well as I do NFL players, but you know who does know college players better than most NFL coaches? Chip Kelly. So I'm going to trust his picks. Deepak says, Chip has been in situations. Look at LeGarrette Blount after the punch. Do you know what he's referencing here?
No.
Do you know what that reference is, EDP?
Yo, real shit though, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, Dilly. You wanna know who I would fucking draft?
Who?
Number 1, if it had the first round, shout out to my nigga Damon, man. Deepak, I would draft that motherfucker Paul Richardson, nigga from Colorado. That bitch is a monster.
The defensive tackle?
Hell no, I'm talking about the wide receiver.
The wide receiver? What's his name? Let's look him up.
Nelson.
What's his name?
What's his name?
Paul Richardson.
Paul Richardson.
Paul Richardson.
Colorado. What do you like about him?
I don't know, man. I just like him. I like his last name.
Ah!
I like his speed, man. That dude is quick as hell off the
Speed.
line, man. He got some good hands, dog. I think he's really
Can he-
fast and shifty.
Can he
6'1".
block? He's got to be able to block, I think. We got to have blocking wide receivers for those run games to the outside.
Well, we can always show him something. But
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're about coming up to our time frame. So, all right, EDP, thanks for joining us. You have any last remarks you'd like to leave us on this stream?
yes, ma'am. Go Eagles and fuck the New England Patriots. They can lick where I fucking shit. All right, man. Have a good one.
Hey, EDP, before you leave, let's do the Eagles chant real quick. You ready?
What?
The Eagles chant. You ready?
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
I like how he signs out in song.
Yeah, signing out in song is definitely clutch.
Alright, so that was EDP's thoughts. And you know, between me and EDP, we are always like polar opposites when it comes to approaching the moves that the Eagles make. So, yeah, thanks to everybody for their comments. I just wanted to get in here real quick because, you know, it's kind of a crazy day. So,
Definitely crazy. For real Eagles and for Madden Eagles lovers, we lose a 98 speed wide receiver, something that is so very coveted in the Madden world. Let me know how you feel about that if you play Madden. It's kind of crushing to me because whenever I start a new season without, like before, when we're in the like James Thrash era, you know what I mean? Like I would always covet like those super fast wide receivers, and the first thing I would go do is go out and get the fastest wide receiver, and then he was gifted to us. He was gifted to us, you know what I mean? So we had this 98 speed wide receiver, and it was like, and then we got Michael Vick, and it was like, and then Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie and Nnamdi Asomugha was like Christmas. But that time's over. We do have LaShawn McCoy and a good running offensive line, but man, oh man, how do you feel about losing that 98 speed wide receiver?
yeah, for all you Madden lovers, make sure you check out his channel.
Crushing.
Madden
G4D.
Madden G4D. What do you do on there?
I pretty much talk smack about. Well, no, I don't really talk that much smack. I really do. I play my game. I'm doing right now an online franchise series where I take you through the day-to-day of playing my games. I talk about how I scout, how I progress my players to get like an ill-ass super team, and you can just see like I play against some pretty good opponents. We used to all work at Electronic Arts, so we know the game really well. And there's some pretty epic games that go down in our franchise. So if you like Madden, you want to pick up tips, or you just want to see some really cool games and an occasional trash talk or tomfoolery, check out Madamji40 Channel in the link below.
Boom, sucker! I am laughing at all these comments right now. I wish I didn't have to end the stream because you guys are going at it, man.
Keep going. Just keep going.
Well, once I end the stream, the live comment like updates disappear. So my bad, y'all. EDP's back on. Your King is here. He's a Patriots fan, so.
Boo! Boo! What's that? I can't hear you. Boo!
Looks like everyone's attacking him in the comments right now.
Good.
So.
Good.
But yeah, so that's it. After I close, you can still put comments like normal YouTube comments below, and let me know your thoughts. I'm probably, if I have time, I've been kind of busy, I may do another Desean Jackson video, or maybe a tribute video, like of all his big plays and kind of the good times.
All the drops before the end zone.
But yeah, and then stay tuned. Tomorrow I'll be releasing a special video, not my normal sports stuff. I made an appearance on Reckless Eating.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Reckless Eating.
That.
I know that's like their shout out.
Come again.
They cool dudes, Matt and Chris, and they had me on. It was a very interesting experience.
And they're football fans too, right?
One of them is a football fan. You guys already saw I posted the NFL Trash Talk video, which is the video just before now this live stream. So
the undefeated Buccaneers have a no-name quarterback.
That's what that was our talk. He couldn't even remember his quarterback's name because well, nobody knows.
But they're going undefeated.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all. I'm about to sign out. This is your girl Delia with PhilaDehlia.com and Madamji40 with your Madden expertise.
Oh wait, maybe that was a game.
Game signs.
The Eagles are gonna release me.
All right.
Eagles.